the 26th of September, 6 o'clock p.m. UK time. And I only just started, obviously. For those who don't know me, I'm a therapist and coach, and I come here every Wednesdays and Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time to talk about anything to do with mental health, therapy, mindset, mindfulness, psychology, human behavior, and anything to do with how we can enhance any aspect of our life from those places. And so I will probably stay 1 or 2 hours maximum. And what I normally do, I always start by reading the comments that I've put on TikTok. And I read them and I comment on them so that people have an idea of what I do and what I'm about. And hopefully that will get some of you the inspiration to talk to me and ask me directly about anything you would like me to talk about. We have first, all the words are taken. Hello, all. Hello, Didi. Hello. How are you doing? All the words are taken. Okay, let me read 3 posts and then I will engage with the first questions that comes up. The first post that I put out today on TikTok goes like this. I am sorry you feel this way means don't be so sensitive. I am sorry that my actions made you feel this way means I care for you and how you feel. So this is all about emotional intelligence and how we can communicate in a way that is more emotional with people. So when we say, and we all do this because society hasn't taught us that, but many of us, and at least at the start of our life, we always tell people, I'm sorry that you feel this way. But when we say this, we're actually blaming people and telling them it's your fault if you feel this way. And it doesn't help them, because someone who is emotionally intelligent doesn't say sorry because they feel that they are wrong. They say sorry because they want to connect emotionally with that person. And so by saying, I'm sorry that my actions made you feel this way, now is getting people to realize that they indeed care about how they feel. They're seeing them, and that makes a whole difference. And so most people who don't have much emotional intelligence would say sorry or apologize to soothe their own conscience, if you wish. Whereas someone who is emotionally intelligent would apologize and say sorry, not because there's right or wrong, they have nothing to, they don't really care about that. It's more about saying, I see you, I get you, I know that it's not easy, I'm like you, and I want you to know that I have empathy and compassion for you, and so I apologize, and I hope that you feel better. And also, I don't expect you to forgive me straight away. You take your time. I'm a big boy or a big girl, and you can get back to me whenever and if ever you're ready. But I don't expect you to forgive me just because I said I'm sorry. So this is just a little bit about emotional intelligence. Second post that I put out on TikTok, and also just for those who are very new, I put short videos both on YouTube and TikTok. On TikTok, however, are the newest ones, short. But on YouTube, are my long-form videos that I just resumed last week. So today is the second one that I put out, and my long-form videos come exclusively first on YouTube. So I don't know if it makes any difference, just so you know. So anyway, second post goes like this. I should have known better is a myth. You only ever do whatever you can do in the moment, based on how you feel, regardless of what you knew then. And so this is to teach us that we must let go of the habit of regret, because whatever that we do or whatever that we don't do, it's not as if we ever had the choice anyway. We have the fantasy, we like to believe that I had different choices, I could have done better, I should have known better. But we always only ever do whatever we can based on our emotional state. That's it. There's nothing we can change about it. We can reflect on it. We can look back at the situation with hindsight and imagine that we could have taken a different decision, but we can't. So what I want to do is to accept that this is what I knew then, this is what my emotional mind allowed me to do, this is what my emotional mind told me I should react like, and there's nothing else I could have done differently. However, now I can learn from it. Now I can change it. Now I can maybe find out what is the belief that got me to react like that and try to be better prepared the next time I'm going to face the same trigger. So, no regret, no guilt, if we can understand this. And finally, the last post that I'm going to put out today at 7 o'clock goes like this. You worry about what others think of you because you had to worry about what your caregivers thought of you when you were a child. And you haven't upgraded that subconscious habit yet. So many of us, we do think about what people may think or say about us. And we spend a lot of time and energy overthinking. And what we need to realize is that the reason we do this is because back then, as a form of trauma response, trauma adaptation, or neglect adaptation, which is the same, we had to create some systems to make sure that we were either safe or seen from our caregivers. And so we had to worry, we had to anticipate their moves, we had to learn how to read their body language, had to read the room, had to feel the energy of people. And because of that, now we have forgotten to upgrade that, and we keep on worrying about what others think. And we don't need to do this anymore. And we have to really learn how to let go of that habit. I used to be obsessed with that myself because of my own conditions and my own past. And it took me a while to understand even that I had a problem with that and then change it. So let me see if there's any comment yet. There's none yet. Guys, so just to remind you, there's the Benjamin. Benjamin, hello Didi. Hello Benjamin, how you doing? Have you got any questions for me, guys? Anything you'd like to discuss? The last time I went live, I had to cut short because I was in a rush. And so now you have the first spot. Whatever you ask me, I can really, really explore in great depth. Benjamin, hello Didi. We talked about my mother before. I would like to give some more information about her and get some advice. Okay, please? By any means. So please, and for those who are new, watching this either live or on replay, know that I do this regularly. I am a therapist and coach. I do this for a living, and I use my free time to share some of my knowledge, experience, and recommendations for anyone who need anything to do with mental and emotional health. And also, as I'm waiting for Benjamin to type his comment, make sure to check my long form video if you like. Every Friday, 3 o'clock, I put a new long form video on YouTube. And the one that I put out today is a system, a formula that teaches people how to deal with adversity. So it's a simple, efficient, powerful system that we can all use whenever we're facing challenges, difficult situations, problematic people. It's a 3 steps, simple system. There you go. If you have interest into that, just check it out. It's called, where is it? The thumbnail says how to deal with adversity, and the title is called 3 Steps Formula to Deal with Life. So I haven't got any comment yet. Yes, Benjamin. Okay, there you go. Benjamin, my mother has a son. My little brother, he has Down syndrome and autism. He cannot use the bathroom. He cannot talk. This is a big part of her stress and worries. How to get a job with my brother? Hard. So I don't understand the question. Are you still explaining something? Because at the end you said, how to get a job with my brother? Hard. Could you clarify this for me, please? So I understand that you have a brother that needs some extra care and needs from your mum, and that stresses her a lot. And so what is the question about this? How to get a job with my brother? Hard. She worries a lot about a career and what to do with him as he gets older. Okay, she's worried about your brother. I understand. So the question would be, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what can we do in regards to the worries that your mother has about your brother, right? I think all that she can do and all that you can do is to trust the universe. Trust that there are some organizations, some people that are going to look after your brother when your mother can no longer do this. Yes, that is correct. Okay, yes. We don't know what tomorrow is going to be made of. And we all have some desire, we all have some worries, but we need to realize that whatever you think about tomorrow is just an imagination. And so the only thing that you can do in this moment is to either plan, organize, research, learn how to optimize that future, or you can let go of it and surrender to the universe and let the universe do its job. Because we can't control everything, and we need to really learn how to trust the universe more. There's a time for thinking, for doing, again, for doing some research, for looking at what are the options, and this is an active way of taking actions. It's an active way of thinking. I mean, because you are doing something about it. But if you are just thinking without doing anything at all, you're going to worry. You're going to stress out. When I say you, it's you, your mom, anyone, and it's only going to achieve one thing. It's going to make you feel worse. That's it. If you don't plan, if you don't research things, you're just going to stress out and worry. And so think about either do, as in think actively by doing some research, by talking to people, by asking the right questions, by reading the right websites, or whatever it may be. And so that's a moment where you are in power, because you're expanding your mind and you're understanding to what sort of solutions can be applied to your brother. But once you've done that, because you can't do this 24 hours, 7 days a week, at some point you have to let go of it, then release, and then trust the universe. Allow for the universe to do its job and bring you the answers, bring you the inspiration, the ideas, the people, the luck that will allow you over time, you and your mother, to have a better plan for your brother. That's all you can do. But you can choose solution number 3, which is thinking about it. It is the video that I put out on YouTube today. It's the long form video called How to Deal with Adversity. Check it out. I talk about it exactly. We can do 3 things. We can try to change something, we can accept it, or we can suffer it by thinking about it without accepting it nor trying to change anything about it. But if you just think, you're just creating an imagination that is going to be dark and stressful and give you anxiety, again, you and your mother, and it's not going to change anything at all. It's not going to create a better future. It is just going to do one thing: make you feel terrible about yourself. That's it. And so, learn how to realize that you have those 3 options. Any given moment, each moment is always followed by another moment, and each moment always offers you the same choice, free choice. You can try to change something. You can try, you can accept it if you can't change it for now, or you can suffer it by resisting it, by thinking about it, by worrying about it. Right? So, yes, Benjamin, check it out. Have a look at it and let me know how you think about it. I do believe that when I do those videos, I know that sometimes when I do the titles, it seems very spectacular and exaggerated, but it really is it. It is a 3 steps formula that anyone can use. I believe in that. I really mean that. But anyone can use to have a better relationship with adversity, with difficult situations, with worries, with any of those things. So yes, Benjamin, what do you say about what I just talked about? Lynn, hello Lynn. Good evening, Didi. I've just finished watching your 2-second long form video about adversity. Wonderful insight as always. Fantastic, thank you. So that's what I was talking about. Thank you, Lynn. My number 1 supporter. Fully appreciated. And so, yes, I can expand this on this, but I would really like you guys to go and watch the video, so I don't want to talk too much about it. It's a 20 minutes video, but it feels like 1 minute because it's so engaging, hopefully. So yes. Anyone has got any more topics you would like me to cover? Again, I'm a therapist and coach, and I'm here to talk about anything to do with the mind and how we can enhance any aspect of our life from those places. So do ask me, please. I have one comment. 2012 Listo. Hello, teacher. My name is Mitch. My wife and oldest daughter are narcissists. Is there any way for them to change? There are ways for them to change, but whether they're going to change or not is not within your reach. You have no control over this. People who are narcissistic may realize that they are narcissistic, and some of them may want to go on a journey of self-discovery and change. But it's something that they will go on their own or not, and no one can make them do that. It's very similar to anyone anyway. Whatever conditions that we have, whatever problems that we have, we can only change when we are ready for it, and we're going to go for it. No one can force anyone to change. No one can force anyone to heal. No one can force anyone to have some level of self-awareness. We are just doing whatever that we can based on how we feel each moment, because we have a subconscious emotional program that is running our every moves and thoughts all throughout the day. And so it's not a matter of wanting or not. It's about whether we're ready or not for that thing. And there are zillions of factors that would influence that. And so if you believe that both your wife and your oldest daughter are narcissists, it's a tricky situation, and I'm sorry for you if that's the case. All I would say is, I don't know what to say, because I don't know what is the specific problem for you. So if you can give me a specific problem related to your wife and daughter being narcissist, then we can address that problem directly. But yeah, generally speaking, when people have narcissistic personality disorder, because of the nature of the disorder, they will not realize that they have it, or they will not want to know this, because they've created an illusion about themselves. The way they protect themselves against criticism and rejection, which is the worst thing for them, would be to convince themselves and the world that they're better than everyone. And so they're avoiding this voluntarily as a coping mechanism, as a stress regulator, as a nervous system regulator, because they have their own trauma to overcome, and this is their system. Now, having said that, and thanks to the internet, I know now that there's a lot of people who have NPD, or even people who are sociopath, who have an awareness of this and want to change. So it's possible. But it only happens when people are ready, and when all the stars are aligned for this to happen. And whether we want it or not makes no difference. So there you go. So 2012 is Mitch. Mitch, I am a complex empath and wish to live my best life despite their behavior. I agree with you and will cautiously begin my growth apart from their influence. Yes, so this is the thing that you can do. You cannot change others. So you answered for me, actually better than me, because I haven't said that yet. But you cannot change others, but you can change yourself. You have some level of self-awareness, and you realize that the reason why your mom, your wife and your daughter is like that, the reason why they are in your life is because of something to do with your own narrative and who you believe you are and who you deserve in your life. So somehow you have attracted the situation with your mom. I keep on saying with your wife first, and then your daughter. One of your daughter ended up like her as well. But although you cannot change them, you can change yourself. You can change how you interact with them. You can learn how to set boundaries. You can learn how to understand yourself and more about the dynamic between narcissistic people and the people who suffer from them, who allow them to be manipulated and taken advantage from them. So yeah, good luck with that, Mitch. Benjamin, my little brother's father is not a good help for my mother. He will come to her house to watch them and makes it a mess and says mean things to her, makes everyone uncomfortable. She thinks it's better to keep him out of her life. I agree with her. Okay, so in that case, you know it. Keep him out of your life. your mom has got enough on her plate, and if that person is making it harder for the of you, kick him out. Let him outside and not in. What is RTT? RTT is the system that I use with my clients in my practice to address mental and emotional problems. So it's a type of hypnotherapy. It's like hypnotherapy on steroid. It's very, very powerful. And it's a blend of hypnosis, regression, and belief reframing at a subconscious level. So we address people problems from their belief, from those subconscious triggers, filters, blocks that are running our lives and creating all the problems that we are dealing with. All the problems that we have in our lives, they're originally systems that we have put into place to stay safe from whatever happened to us in childhood. Could it be abuse or neglect or anything at all? And so if we haven't upgraded the system, which is the case for the vast majority of us, then it's going to go out of control and develop in all sorts of different ways that end up being maladaptive, as in harmful, toxic to our quality of life, because that system was designed by a child, the child that we were back then. It was never meant to sustain the life of an adult. And also, by virtue of neuroplasticity, whatever we repeat, we reinforce. And so one seemingly harmless belief can absolutely escalate and develop into something huge. Anxiety, depression, overthinking, low self-esteem, borderline personality disorder, and so much more. Everything that we suffer from are generally an escalation, a development, an evolution of some systems that we have put into place when we were a child, because back then that's all we knew to do to feel better, to feel safer. So yeah, if you want to talk about RTT in relation to something specific, ask me. I'm happy to do this. Benjamin Kibler, but this gives her less time for a job, for time for herself, if the father is not around. Okay, so we need to make choices. We can't have everything, and it sucks. And it's tricky because it's like an expression, you are between a rock and a hard place, something like that. The best thing to do is to find out what is your priority. Listen to your intuition and think, what is my easiest path? Imagine both situations and right around now, what is going to be the easiest choice? And take that choice. And realize that that is to be done every moment. Ask yourself again the next moment, now that is happening, it's slightly better. Now, what is going to be my next move? Think about like playing chess. Right around now, what does my intuition tells me? Should I go that way or that way? And then proceed one step at a time, realizing that we always have one priority, but then that priority changes and shifts because each moment brings new solutions, new level of awareness, new tools, new people, new inspirations that can help us expand our mind and see more, and eventually take some more drastic decisions that could really elevate our quality of life. But at this point in time, this is your lot. And so think to yourself, this is what we have to deal with. That's it. Wishing something else is not going to make any difference. Being desperate, being angry, being bitter and frustrated will not help at all. I just need to accept this is what it is. That's what I've got to do to work with. Now, which one is the easiest path for now? And then ask that question yourself again and again, each step of the way. But don't try to have a perfect solution that will work forever in your mind, because this is what gets people to suffer. Again, back to my system, my 3 steps formula to deal with things. You can either try to change something, you can either accept it, or you can either suffer it by thinking about it without trying to change something about it, nor accepting it. Thank you for the little heart. Verum, hello, 2012, so that's Mitch. Thank you, Mitch. Petra, hello. Benjamin, what can she do to work around this? With the father not being a good option for her to get help, she tried for 10 years to change him. He obviously will never change. So she has to stop trying to change him. She must accept that if he has never changed in 10 years, what are the chances that it's going to happen now? Why would it be any different? People have to stop hanging on to the past, as in the past expectations. Right? Try something, and again, realize that there are millions of possibilities, but the reason why your mom is attached to trying to change the father is because she has some emotional attachment. She's think she in that moment, whenever she's dealing with with the father, she's still in that place where she wants to be accepted by him. So there's something else here to play. It's more about her wanting to have him, to support her, to love her, to be there for her, to demonstrate to her the things that she probably didn't have from her own parents when she was younger. So it's always that. We always try to kind of fix our past through our actions. If we haven't got an awareness of it, we try to basically reenact the things that happen to us. We attract the same people, and we believe that somehow if I can change those people who remind me of my own caregivers, then it means that it was never my fault then. Benjamin, I try the best I can do watching my brother daily, but it gets in the way. If my life and my career, it's a difficult situation. So it's only a difficult situation if you think about it. It's only a difficult situation if you have some expectations. I want this, and I want this to be like that, and I want this at that time. Otherwise, life is not good. Accept that this is what you have, and you need to have more flexibility. Learn how to have a flexible mind and think, nothing is perfect. I may not have exactly what I want, when I want it, the way that I want it, but this is my lot. I can still have something. I can still work on that. I can still give some of my time here and some of my time there and some of my mind there, and try to juggle with all of those things, knowing which are my priority number 1, number 2, and number 3. So 3 different layers. And that's it. And take it one day at a time. We suffer because we want things to be perfect and to be right here, right now. And we must accept that this is what we have at this moment, and we must address those things the way that it is. And so, again, the problem is the fault. We're thinking, we're expecting, we're wishing, we're desperate, we're frustrated. Just accept. And what you can do is to look at your brother from the perspective of empathy and compassion. So I don't know if that's the case, but very often when we have someone in the family that needs a lot of help like that, there's some resentment. Even if it's subconscious. So it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. We all are human, and it will be very, very understandable that someone feels frustrated that this is happening. And you may think, correct me if I'm wrong, but you may think maybe sometimes, oh, my brother, oh, if it wasn't for you, life wouldn't be so hard. Mom would have it easier. We don't have to deal with dad like that. But see your brother through the lenses of compassion and empathy. It's not your fault. I'm so sorry that you're like that. I do love you. You have not chosen that. I've not chosen that either. Mom has not chosen that. No one has chosen anything. But this is how it is. So I'm going to do my best to see you as a person who needs me, who needs mom, and we're going to do our best. I'm going to do what I can within my capacity. I am not going to sacrifice my life for you, but I'm going to do my best to be kind to you, to be patient, to be compassionate, whatever I can. And some of the moments I may not be around because I need to look after myself too. But this is what you want to do, right? And that will make your life much easier because you won't be frustrated. Therefore, your mom is the same. She must be thinking at times, no matter how much she loves her kids, we are all human, and she will be overwhelmed, and she may think, why can't you be normal? And it's not his fault. If anything, I believe that everything happens to us for a reason. So I believe that your brother exists in your lives, you and your mom, to teach you, maybe, about how to be super extra compassionate. And it sounds silly, but it's not. It's a really, really important lesson in life that not many of us have at that level of intensity. To look after someone who needs all the time. And so, yeah, think about this. And thank you for the little hearts. Is that you, Benjamin? Alien aware. Why are people gossiping and saying bad things about me? What am I doing to make them do that to me? So I don't know what they're thinking because I don't know them. There could be all sorts of reasons. But at a general level, when people gossip about others, it's not about you. It's about them. People who gossip, they do that because of few possibilities. So one of them is because they want to belong to a group. They want to be seen, they want to elevate their position in the hierarchy of that little community. And so by gossiping, I am bringing value, I'm adding something, and it's their attempt to be seen and feel that they belong. So they need to belong, they will do anything, and gossiping is one of those things. Some other people are just used to that because it's the sort of things that they have witnessed in their own environment as they grew up. And so it's their normality and they feel familiar with that energy of gossiping. But also when we are gossiping, we are protecting ourselves. So if I'm gossiping, I'm telling that person is bad, that puts me into the seat of the person that is right. They've done something bad. I can judge them. I'm the judge. I am the judge. They are the judged. And so by telling people things about other people, now we belong to the group of the righteous ones, the ones who are better than the rest. And so it's a way for them to basically satisfy their insecurity, their ego. And it's coming from a place of lack and hurt. Someone that is happy, someone that feels complete, doesn't gossip. And so if they gossip, it's got nothing to do about you. It's about what gossiping, the act of gossiping brings them. It helps them maybe feel safer as they belong to that group. Some people are narcissistic. So that's the other category. Some people do it because they want to control and manipulate others. Some people don't have empathy, don't have the ability to connect with other people. So these are the exception. But there are some people who are sociopath, psychopath, narcissist, and those people would gossip to manipulate people, to control them, to just that. So either they are not able to have empathy and they want to control, or they come from a place of insecurity and they want to belong, they want to be seen, they want to feel safe. They do this to regulate their own nervous system. So know the difference, right? People who suffer, it's not their fault. And but also even people who are manipulating others, they do that because they come from a place of hurt. If you can't have empathy for others, although it sounds paradoxical, your life as a human being is going to be very, very limited because you can't feel. And we are creatures of feelings and emotions, first and foremost. And so those people, they are living in their own hell already, somehow. And so if you know that people are gossiping, what I'd say is, first thing, speak out your truth. Make sure that you say out loud, this is not true. Do it just one time, and then let it go, and carry on with your day. Don't worry about it. If you insist on justifying yourself, then now you're going to come across as someone who is trying to cover something, who is trying too hard to prove himself or herself. And so just say it out loud, no, that's rubbish. And then you will realize that some people will believe you, some people will not believe you, and that's it. You don't have to have everyone to believe you. As long as you have spoken your truth. Some people are committed to not want to believe you. So this is what I'm trying to say. Just say it out loud so that you know who is who, and then see what happens. If the place where you work at don't believe you and they decide to cause you trouble, change the place. It's a toxic place. There's a lot of different societies out there, groups of people, and we want to find people with whom we can connect at the same level emotionally. So yeah, Alienware, does that help? Petra, good evening everyone. What's your take on people and authors like David Icke or Isabel Green? I came across the name, but it doesn't evoke anything to me. So I'm going to Google them. David Icke. So David, English conspiracy theorist, author and former footballer. He has written 20 books. I don't know his works, I wouldn't be able to tell you much about him. But on Wikipedia, they call him a conspiracy theorist. The universe consists of vibrational energy and infinite dimensions sharing the same space. I agree with that. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Maybe he argues that there's an interdimensional race of reptilian. Okay, I know. The Anunnaki, So I don't know. Maybe not. I don't mind. There's all sorts of different things. It's like religions. Some people believe that there's God or Allah or Buddha or whatever. It's the same. It's just a belief. For me, it's no different. I don't call it a conspiracy theorist. I call it someone who has a different perspective of reality, just like any religions that are widely accepted by all the societies in this world. And so it's no more of a conspiracy theorist than any religions, to me, right? So it's just someone who is basically sharing his perspective of reality. So that's what I would say about David Icke or Ike. And let's see Isabel Green. Isabel Green. Metaphysical specialist, spiritual healer. What does she say? I'm trying to find some information about it. Accept the cookie. Okay, so living the trap, how to exit reincarnation cycle. All right, okay. What happens after death? So again, someone who's sharing their spiritual belief. Now, I don't know about their book. If they say how to do this, then how to exit reincarnation cycle. I think I understand what she means. If you are into some spiritual school of thought, such as Buddhism, there is something called the samsara, and it's the cycle of reincarnation. So people who are into Buddhism believe that we reincarnate because we need to learn about ourselves, about reality, about life. And so, I'm a bit warm now. And so we do this to find out about ourselves. But at some point, when we have learned enough, when we have gotten to the state of nirvana, we have so much understanding and self-awareness and compassion and self-compassion and connection with everything that we don't need to come back anymore because we've done everything. We understand the whole point of reality and life. And so we have completed the cycle of samsara, and we can exit the cycle of reincarnation. And then we'll move on to different phases of our existence, whatever that it may be. So maybe that's what she means. If that's the case, it's very similar to Buddhism. So yes, why not? The book takes the reader on a journey of out-of-body and near-death experiences, astral projection into heaven and hell, quantum travel. I don't know. Yes, maybe. I don't think that there's one thing that is true for everyone. It's only about us realizing that there's a lot of different ways to think and experience reality, and we want to choose what works for us. But some people will be resisting that because it doesn't fit their perspective of reality. So they will fight that. They will call them conspiracy theorist, woo-woo, cult, whatever. But the truth is that if you don't, most of those people, they don't hurt anyone. They're just sharing what they think. They're not saying this is the truth, right? And again, people have no problem with religions doing the same, whilst pretending that it's the truth. And so, yeah, I don't mind any of those people. Petra. Benjamin Kibler. How do I separate myself from my family's life so that I can enjoy my own? Even when I'm at home by myself, I will think about what I should be doing to help. As long as you live there, it's going to be nearly impossible for you not to think about it because you live there and we create associations with everything. So everything that you see, everything that you hear, everything that you smell, the density, the energy in the room, all of those things, there are millions of little subconscious triggers that are going to activate some cascade of chemical reactions in your body and in your brain so that you can feel things. And so whatever that you have experienced in that house, in that home, throughout your upbringing is going to keep on happening as long as you're there. When you feel the presence of your brother, when you hear your mom talking, whatever that it is, and then you have all the anger, the bitterness, the frustration, the shame, perhaps the confusion associated to all those things coming back, and it's going to create thoughts, and you're going to end up in those places. So the one thing that I could suggest you, if you can't leave your home and you want to do your things, but also you want to maybe help them every now and then, is to practice mindfulness. It's a skill, but it's going to take a long while to be useful to you. but it's the one thing that I can think about. Find ways to find peace. Find ways to get rid of stress and overthinking. So you can actively find some solutions, find things that make you feel better about yourself. It may be going to the gym, going for a walk, listening to some music, sing, dance, do things that you enjoy, but go out, meet other people, come back home, be physical, shake your body, move. All those things do help into feeling better. And if you feel better in your body, it will be easier for you to deal with what is happening inside of your mind as well. We don't realize that for all of us, whatever we suffer from, we are not a body and a mind. We are a body and a mind. It's just one thing. It's the same thing, just seen from a different perspective. And so one of the ways to address your mind is to look after your body. Just like one of the ways to look after your body is to look after your mind. It's the same. And so if you are not sure what to do, what I could suggest you at this point in time is to do things that can allow you to release the stress, release the tension, release the energy that you have inside of your body, so that it's easier for you to find some moments of peace and mental clarity. Yeah. Does it help, Benjamin? Omnum. Oh, hello, Omnum. Long time no see. Hi, Didi. I hope you are doing well. I'm very well indeed. Thank you so much. How about you? Omnum, I have a question. What is your opinion on a relationship with 25 years age gap? I don't mind it. I believe that it doesn't matter. I believe that if two people want to be happy together, this is clickbait. This is something that a lot of people react to. But it's no one's business. If someone decides to go with someone for whatever reason, it's their business. We judge because we project, because we have been conditioned that some things are to be ashamed of, some things are bad, some things we can't do, and so we're projecting it on others. And now we're going to judge them because they're basically doing things that are to do with our deepest shame. But someone that is happy, that is open-minded, that doesn't have any of this shame, we're going to think, okay, it's up to you. You do what you want. If you're happy, it doesn't matter. Some people say, yeah, but they're there because of the money, because it's a sugar daddy or a sugar mommy or something like that. So what? It's their business. It's none of your bloody business. It doesn't matter what you think. But we all do that because everyone does it as well. It's a societal thing. We find the witch that we're going to all blame and hunt and burn at the stake. Because we need to have some sort of illusion of control. So there are some people who are good, some people who are bad. We are the good ones, and we're going to find out who we're going to judge. And so all the time on social media, you see people who are getting together, and there's a huge age gap, and they're always highlighting the looks or the financial situation, and it's no one's business. Even if it was for financial want, it's still their business. It doesn't matter. We shouldn't interfere. Everyone is an adult. They do whatever they want. It's like people who are having kids at a later stage in their life. People say it's selfish because they're not going to have a parent. No, it's not your life. You don't get to decide to choose. People are just projecting their own fears and their own shame onto others. And we should really, really learn how to realize that one of the reasons we suffer is precisely because we all have some shame embedded within us, hidden, repressed. And that creates that illusion of us versus them. Whenever we see someone who is going to remind us of those old shame that we have, that we are trying so hard to keep away, now we're feeling hurt. Not because of them, but because we are reactivating our old wounds that are still living inside of us. This is why self-awareness and working on ourselves is so important. It's not just about ourselves, it's also about making this world a better place. So we don't continue the habit of judging each other, fighting each other, discriminating. We all understand that the world suffers because some people believe that they're better than others, whereas others believe that they're lesser than others. And if we could realize that we're all human, better or lesser is contextual, so we need to stop labeling people as better or lesser. And just understand that some of their actions, some of their words, some of their behavior are better or lesser within a context and a moment. But it doesn't define them as a potential, as a person, as a human being. So yes, is it because you are in a relationship with 25 years gap, or you know someone, or do you want to talk about this more? Benjamin, thinking realistic does tend to help me accepting reality. So there's no such thing really as realistic. There's only what we experience and we call real. But I think what you mean by realistic is accepting that this is what you have. So if that's what you mean, yes, I would agree that. Accept that this is your lot, but you can still change how you feel about it. And as you change how you feel about it, you will change that reality and you will become something else. We tend to forget that we are, again, creatures of emotions and feelings. So we want things that we're thinking about, some intellectual concept and idea. I want this, otherwise I can't be happy. And we forget that what we want really is not the thing. What we want is the feeling that that thing is going to give us. So think more about feeling. What is it that you have in your life now, right around now, that you can already feel good about? Practice gratitude, practice appreciation, switch on your detective mindset and seek out all of those things that you're already appreciating in your life and you will feel better. That will allow you to be in a better physical and emotional state and have better mental clarity, and then eventually invite each moment with more mental clarity, with more awareness, so that you can make the most of each moment as they unfold for you. I hope I made sense. I'm realizing that it's a little bit tricky, but I'm happy to expand if you want. Z, hi, hello Z. Benjamin, she does talk about how her parents did not love her. They never said it to her and were emotionally absent. Oh yes, this is the case. So what you want to do, connect with your mom. Tell her, I'm so sorry that you feel like that. Now I am old enough and I realize that you've been through all those things. And I want you to know one thing. I see you. I love you. I care for you. I care for my brother as well. However, I also need to live my life, and so I'm going to do my best to be there for you, whilst also looking after myself. And I need you to do the same, and we're going to all do this together, and it's possible, and it's enough. Benjamin, thank you for your wisdom, Didi. You are great. I've screen recorded the past 2 live streams. Fantastic, thank you. They are very helpful for me and also my mother. Fantastic, thank you so much. Oh, wow. This is a fantastic comment. Thank you so much. Yes, please. I keep all my live on my bio, so you can always replay them. I'm not going to remove them, but if you have recorded them, it's even better. it means that you're committed and that they are really helping you. So that's amazing. That's really, really cool. Keep coming back. Keep asking me anything that you want to ask me. Guys, any one of you, if you need some help, this is what I'm doing. I'm here to spread some Didi's love because I can, because I understand that we all suffer. And there are so many of us who don't know where to seek help, or at least even recommendations. And so this is what I'm doing. Okay? Thank you, Benjamin, and all the best to you, Mum, and brother, if you watch this. Benjamin, yes, the hearts are me, lol. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Benjamin. Josiah Lawrence, what are the signs of lacking fathering? And how can the father gap be healed? Does this differ from feminine and masculine identifying people? Let me try to understand. The signs that were, I'm not sure about lacking fathering. I believe that we lack support of any sort in childhood, whether it's from father or mother. But it doesn't really matter. It's going to transpire differently in the way we behave, but it doesn't matter. We don't need to go into details as to find out father, mother. Just find out that, realize that you didn't have the support and the love that you needed, period, right? And so now what are you going to do about this? It doesn't have to be specific to mother or father. It's more about you realizing that now you are grown up and you can learn how to explore your past in a way that helps you have a better relationship with it. Does this differ from feminine and masculine identifying people? I don't understand the question. I'd say yes, actually. Whatever that you see yourself like is going to determine your position, your point of view. And so our perspective of self will determine everything about our life. So if you see yourself as a male, as a female, or as a non-binary, then that will have an impact into the world that you experience for yourself, indeed. So I'd say yes to this. But the specific signs of lacking father, gender is a societal construct. So the way we're going to express that we like the father will be in regards to our behavior within the context of society's expectations, as far as a man is concerned. So that would be my answer to you. Josiah Lawrence, where do you shop for your clothes, Didi? Thank you for noticing my new shirt. It's G-Star. So I'm not sponsored by them, but I do love that brand. I've been buying them for years, and I just ordered myself a bunch of white shirts. So I've got two of those, two other. I want to make my life easier because I do spend a lot of time thinking about what I'm going to wear. So now, white shirt all the time. Whenever I do content, whenever I go live, whenever I look at my clients, white shirt. I don't need to think about it. So you will see me in one version of a white shirt or another, probably for a long time. It helps with the decision fatigue. It's a real thing. We have a limited amount of energy to take decisions every day. And so that's one of the ways some of us deal with optimizing our decision energy every day. There you go. Thank you, Josiah. Ariane, where? Very much, yes, thank you very much. I am in healthcare, okay? So that impacts me a lot of females than male, you know. I'm just afraid of being a pervert or a creep. So let me read that again. You're in healthcare. Impacts me. I'm just afraid of being a pervert or a creep. I didn't get that bit. Do you want to maybe clarify that comment? And now I understand. You're talking about gossiping. So let's go back. So a lot of people are saying basically that you're a creep. A lot of female that work with. Is that what you mean? Just make sure that you express yourself in a calm way, so that you are showing them you've got nothing to hide. This is your truth, and then take it or leave it, and that's it. And for some people, it will take some time to see the truth. So just allow things to happen. Don't think about it. Do this and then move on. By you not thinking too much about it and not reacting to what they say, that will kind of show them that, you know what, haters will hate, bitches will bitch, and the caravan moves on. The more we try to defend ourselves, the more we are sending some signals that we are trying to hide something, that we are actually guilty of what we're saying. In a nutshell. Lakshya, message retracted. Josiah, to gossip is to secretly steal another story and sell it cheaply, only to find the soul of the thief is discounted in the trade. Okay, so this is poetry. Thank you for this, Josiah. Alienware, it's like my mind is rewired into a negative energy way, making me think badly, you know, or not appropriately. So Alienware, let me go back to the conversation. So gossips, okay, so it's like my mind is rewired into a negative energy way, making me think badly or not appropriately. Okay, so you are worried. So basically you're telling me that you overthink about people gossiping. So that's why you can't think it out. So we can talk about this. If you think like that, it's not because of the gossips. It's because there are part of you that feel unsafe. So they're always trying to, those part of you are always trying to remind you of what you should be doing, what you should be thinking, what you should not forget. Also is keeping this on loop for that. So do you have any anxiety? Do you have any unheard trauma? Do you have any sort of emotional baggage or like that, Alienware? Because if you're aware of that, this is the problem. The problem is not your environment. It's not the gossips. It's not the people. It's how you see yourself in this world and what your subconscious mind believes you should behave like to keep safe from the world. Kim Wares, wife of 20 years, age 48, going through a midlife crisis, left me and our 3 kids. She blocked me for 4 months, no contact. She unblocked me on WhatsApp yesterday, but hasn't reached out. I'm confused, messaged. Okay, so let's go through that comment message. So you've been married for a long time, and she had a crisis, and she's causing trouble. No context, but she hasn't reached out. Okay, so basically we don't know what it is. It could be anything at all. And there's nothing that I can tell you about this from my perspective because I don't know any more than you do. So what you want to do is to deal with the situation with as much rational as perspective. Don't assume. Don't guess. Don't think, she's doing this because of it or that, maybe it's because of that, maybe it's because of a situation we had in the past and she's going back at me. Don't try to do this, because otherwise you're going to go into a maze and you never come out of it. What you want to do is to try to talk to her, communicate with her. And it's only when you communicate with her, if you can do that, that you regain some clarity about the situation. Until it happens, everything that you're going to be thinking about is just imagination, and it's going to only torment you and make you feel terrible. And so I don't know why your wife did that. It could be so many different reasons, and you can't know either until and unless you sit down and you talk. You may not ever know, but hopefully you will. But until you speak to her, just do your best to manage your life, deal with your immediate priorities, right? How should I do to keep my day going? What are my priorities? Going to work, look after the kids, and this and that. But your wife, whatever she's going through something intense. And the only way you will know what it is really, hopefully at some point being able to sit down and talk about it. But stop trying to understand. Stop trying to decipher, because you don't have enough element. If we knew each other, if we spend some more time telling me about more things, I may guess some things. That is possible, right? But it will take a lot of information, and it will be just guesses anyway. So do you really want to spend that amount of time and emotional energy in guessing stuff that could be anything at all? Or would you rather use your energy, your mental focus, addressing your priorities in your life now? Such as doing the things you have to do, but also feeling good about yourself, thinking about thoughts that makes you feel better, rather than thinking about what may have happened for her to behave like that. What do you say, Kemwes? Laksha. Hi Didi, Laksha here. Hello. My father and grandfather's behavior is causing trauma to me. My family is also planning to move into a new house. Tonight, I told my dad that I can't take it anymore, okay? I've also told him that I don't want to live here anymore. I just don't know how to deal with trauma. So the trauma is not a thing or a situation. Trauma is how your mind adapts to a situation. So trauma is when you are in a state that is overwhelming, too much hurt, too much fear, too much stress, too much distress for either too much intensity or for too long a time, or both. And so because of that, now your brain is going to change. Your system, your mind is going to believe that I'm constantly suffering, or I'm under a big threat, so I must come up with some systems to keep myself safe. And so what the trauma does, what the trauma is how you have changed because of an event. So maybe you've been traumatized by living with your parents, with your dad and your granddad. Maybe they've been putting you down, dismissing you for a long, long time. And if this has been happening all your life, it is a form of trauma. It's not trauma in the conventional sense of it, as in one rupture that is obvious. It's more like death by thousands cuts. Little things happening again, and that changes the way your brain functions. And so that means you will be constantly on the edge, you will be paranoid, you will have very low self-esteem, very poor perception of yourself, and things like that. And so now that we have clarified that, you said, I don't know how to deal with the trauma. So now that we have clarified that, which aspect of yourself is the most problematic? Because I can't do anything about your dad and your granddad's actions. Right? But what I can do is to help you address how you feel about certain things. If you can tell me precisely what is the thought that is making you feel bad, what is the pattern of reactions, what is the thing that is creating problems as far as trauma is concerned, based on what I've just explained now, then we can address this, right? So, am I clear? Does it make sense, Laksha? Please do let me know. We can address this, but I can't change your situation. I can only help you change the way that you are experiencing that situation. Josiah at Chemours. So sorry, brother. It must be hard hanging in there. Biceps flex. Wilma, hello. Caliburno, good evening, Didi. Thank you for this live stream. I hope all is well with you. Thank you so much, Caliburno. Hey, all in chat. Omnum, I am not. He's a dear friend. We have grown very close, and I was telling him about my tendencies on men, age gap, mostly some mental illnesses and emotional unavailable, that it will fit him. Okay, so we're talking about people who are in a relationship with a big age gap. So it's not you, but one of your friend is, and you're telling him about your tendencies about men, age gap. But then you say mostly some mental illness and emotionally unavailable. Are you saying that you are attracted by people who have some emotional baggage? Is that what you mean? And you said that it would fit him. So are you saying that it would fit him to be with someone that is maybe older because they are perhaps considered wiser and that would help your friend deal with the emotional baggage? Is that what you're saying? I think that's it. Please confirm or correct. North Start. Thanks. Love you, man. Thank you so much, North Start. Caliburno, please like the stream, guys. Thank you, Caliburno. So I asked about his emotional availability to prove my point, and he was shocked because he's there for me a lot. We spend most time together. And then I asked jokingly, now be for real. What are the chances ongoing or friendship that we would get together in a committed relationship? And he said, 95%. I'm shocked. All right, okay. So one of your friends is hitting on you and you have a big age gap. Okay. So yes, so you're shocked because you didn't see that coming. So it's not a bad thing. It's a compliment, right? Now let's see how you dealt with that. Kelly Bruno, Didi, is RTT therapy available on the NHS? If so, how do you refer? It's not, I'm afraid. NHS, they have a very little scope of help for people dealing with mental health, sadly. So it is not on the NHS, not at all. But there are many of us, and if you do your research, you may find someone that will be more appropriate for you for whatever reason. There's an army of us. Marisa Peer has started this, I don't know, in 2016, I think, or 2015, perhaps, what sort of time. So it's been just under 10 years, but she's been going exponentially busy. So she has really created a little empire of teaching people about that method. So there's plenty of us. But it's not endorsed by the NHS, I'm afraid. I love him very dearly. I don't know to what extent yet, but 25 years is definitely new. Would be a record for me. All right, okay, so it's for you. Okay, I understand. So you are wondering if that person is either too young or too old. Oops, just 1 second, please. I think it's my watch. I set my alarm. I don't know why the sound is different. Just 1 second, please. My watch is telling me that it's time for me to post my third TikTok post of the day. So just bear with me.
Hi, everybody. Let me introduce.
Okay, it's out. So this goes back there. So yes, so you're wondering whether or not it would be a good idea for you to go in a relationship. Just listen to your intuition. Take it one month at a time. Don't overthink it, and don't worry about the age gap. It doesn't matter. If it feels right, it's about sharing experiences with people, and nothing is always meant to be like forever. Nothing lasts forever anyway. But go with the flow and see what happens. Deaf God, sir, I am in a difficult situation. Thoughts, though I am providing for my mum and sister, but everything in my home is turning up for money, like the love is becoming transactional rather than just be. I can go on this misery, but what will I look back on? So let me read it again and try to understand. I am in a difficult situation. I'm providing for mum and sister, but everything in my home is turning up for money, like the love is becoming transactional rather than just be. I don't understand really precisely. I think what you're saying is that you are providing for your mom and your sister, and you feel bad because you believe that they're only interested by your money. Is that correct? What I'd say to you, if that's the case, is just listen to how you feel. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything for your mom or your sister if you don't want to. Because if you are doing things because you have to, if you feel resentful about it, it's not a good way to do this. You can sit down, you can talk to them, you can tell them, you know, guys, I love you bit to bit, but I don't feel that I'm very appreciated. I feel that you're only here for my money. Try to communicate with them and see what happens. Very often we live in a little hell of our own because we are not sharing how we feel. So we are assuming, guessing, and we feel bad because of our own thoughts reverberating in the echo of our own mind, instead of trying to understand what they are thinking, what is really happening from their perspective. So maybe you're right, maybe you're not. Or maybe you're right in some aspect, but not the way that you think. And communicating will be the best way to deal with that, I think. Is that what you meant, or did I miss something? Please let me know. Def code. ABC Feb 25. Please talk about the book Porphyraggio, a Caliminated Pre-Verdict Deity. Let me see. Porphyraggio, Porphyraggio Deity. Calumniated pre-Vedic deity. So it's about Hinduism, is it? Porphyraggio, also spelled Porphyraggio, is a Hindu folk deity and Grama Devata village deity in the rural areas of South India and Maharashtra. Sometimes considered the brother of goddesses like Genma or Yalama. So the book you're mentioning is a book by Gautam S. that explores this pastoral deity's origins and significance, highlighting how he is seen as a deity of the ignoble compared to the mainstream Vedic deities. So it's all about a character in Hinduism, right? So yes, guys, if you have interest into Hinduism and Porphyraggio, check out that book. Fair enough. I like all of those things. I like all sort of stories related to all sort of mythologies and religions and spiritual perspectives. I like those things. I think it's very, very, very interesting. I have myself a tattoo here of Kali. So this is Ma Kali. I think some of you may recognize. But also I have Buddha. I've got the heart of Jesus. I've got plenty. I've got all of them, many of them. This is Jampa. Hi. Lynn. Hi at Calibono. Hope you're well. Kim Wells. Thank you, Josiah. Calibono. Hi, Lynn. I am well, and I hope you are too. Thank you for asking. Calibono. Trauma has made me stay at home. Safe space. Okay. Nom. No, my friend said that about me, but I go for older, emotionally unavailable men. Ah, okay. So, is your friend judging you? Do you feel bad because your friend is telling you that? If your friend is your friend, you should tell them, this is my life, this is my preference. Take it or leave it. Love me or leave me, right? Don't judge me. Laksha, Didi, I have low self-esteem and poor perception of self. And I never received any appreciation from my dad. It's like he's there, but only physically. He's never taught me how to ride a cycle or shave. Okay, yeah. So, how old are you now? May I ask? Do you mind? Are you a teenager or are you a full-grown adult? That will help with the way I can address this. What sort of age are you, please? I understand what you mean. I understand that if you didn't get the love from your dad, it's going to absolutely give you some low self-esteem. But let me know, how old are you, please, more or less, so that I can have a better idea of you and give you the best advice. Calibono, thank you for answering my question, Didi. I'm so happy that this type of therapy is becoming successful for your business. Yes, I've been doing it since I started in 2017. So I've never had any problem with my business. Sadly, because there's so much people who need help. But also because I've been through a lot myself and I came out of it. So that makes me quite good within my specialisms because I remember everything. I remember how it feels. I can see things from the perspective of a neurodivergent as well. So that makes a huge difference. But thank you for the compliment, nevertheless. Laksha, recently he was in the hospital for acute diarrhea. When he got discharged and came back home, he again repeated never worked. So you must accept he will never change. He is like that. Stop expecting him to behave in a way that you needed him to behave like when you were younger. It's not going to happen. What you can do is to learn how to see him from a different perspective so that you don't get hurt every time he behaves in ways that are dismissive. Don't look at him like the dad that is on the pedestal. Almighty dad, all powerful, all important dad. Look at him like a frail man who's had a hard life, who's hurt, who suffers from his own behavior, and he has that behavior probably because he suffered from his own upbringing with his own parents and community and culture or whatever it was. And so if you can look at him not like dad, but like a frail old man, now it's going to be easier for you to find eventually some compassion and see, okay, that person is not able to give me that because he has never been given that. Now, if it's really bad, you need therapy to let go of the frustration because we are different parts and there are parts of you that are emotional and subconscious and you must let them express the anger, the frustration, the tears, the sadness, right? We can't deal and solve everything from here. But the idea is that. The idea is that if you can let go of the emotional attachment through therapy, through meditation, through or any kind of alternative therapies, find ways to have a better relationship with your inner child, with your subconscious mind, with your emotional mind. Then the next thing, once you have done that, is to look at your dad like he's just a human being, just like all of us. He's doing his best. This is his best. So for me, it sucks. It hurt me, but he never did it because of me. The way he treated me, the way he ignored me, the way he never supported me, never meant anything about me as a person. It never meant anything about my value as a human being. It never said anything about my own worth. It was only ever a projection of his own baggage, hurt, wounds, insecurities, fears, shame. It's got nothing to do with you. If you can find a way to see things like that, you will not suffer your interactions with your dad anymore because you will no longer look at him from the position of the child that you used to be. You'll be looking at him from the position of the adult that is rational, that is empathic, that has the power to understand and forgive and move on. But this can only happen if and when you have addressed those things first. You can't force yourself to forgive. You can't force yourself to accept. We want to accept first emotionally, and then we can understand cognitively, consciously, logically, rationally. It goes in that order. I hope it helps. Arefe Mo. Hello Didi, thank you for your knowledge. How would you deal with a narcissistic father? I'm trying so hard to stay away from him, but he bought me a car so I can't stay stuck with him. So it's you are choosing. If you get the car, you get the narcissistic father. You can't have everything. You need to choose what is your preference. Right around now, if your dad is narcissistic and you hate him, but he's getting you a car, what do you choose? Car with father or no car, but freedom, peace. This is your solution. You choose. When it comes to people who are narcissistic, very often in families, they have control over us because they control us financially, because they have some power to pay our bills or school fees, a car, or any of those things. And so for you, it's very simple. You can't say no, but you won't get a car. But that could be maybe the price of freedom for you. Maybe you may say, I don't want the car, and then realize, I will get myself a car at some point. I'm going to work, I'm going to save some money, I'm going to create some success with my career, with my business, whatever that I do. And at some point I will have the best car, and it will be a much better car because it's a car that comes without a narcissistic father. So think about this, right? Alternatively, you can also play the game and think, you know what? I need a car. It's going to make my life much easier. So for now, I'm going to accept the car. I'm going to see the father like a condition for me to get the car for now. And then once you get the car, maybe after a little while, once he has really get you crazy, at some point you may say, okay, no, that's enough. Bye. And hopefully he will not ask for the car back. Whenever we are with narcissistic people, we are going into a contract, and we can always refuse that contract. At the moment, just based on what you said, you are being bought by him, and so you are somehow choosing that contract. I hope it makes sense. Does it, Arifa? And if I was wrong, if I read it wrong, correct me. Because I'm just trying to understand things based on few words shared here, so sometimes it's tricky. Lynn at Caliburno, I'm good too, thanks. Caliburno, happy to hear that, Lynn. Arifa, I'm so grateful, but having a car is not in my value right now. I told him many times. He says, you must, don't bring shame, be strong like me, and I am 19. Okay, so it's for you to do what feels right for you. You're 19, so you are a grown-up, you're an adult, you are independent, you can do whatever you want, so you can choose what you want, you can choose what you prefer, you can choose the consequences of your choices, right? So listen to your intuition and what feels like the best, most important action for you to take in this moment. It may be setting boundaries to teach your dad that he can't keep controlling you, but also try to communicate with him, try to talk to him. Maybe he's not narcissistic, maybe there's just a lack of communication. Maybe he is, so I don't want to dismiss that. There are a lot of people with NPD. I know this because I suffered from one myself. So they are there. But we tend to overgeneralize, and maybe he's not. Maybe it's just the way he is, and there's a cultural clash. The way that he thinks and behaves is different to the way you have been, the way you understand life, because you were born in a different place and time. And so it could be that. Maybe it's something else. And so give him a chance and try to talk and tell him, express yourself. Speak out your truth. Tell him, stop telling me that I'm a man or not a man. It's making me feel bad. Your ways are outdated, they're antiquated, they're old ways. And I love you, and I want us to communicate and connect, and I want to do my best, but I want you to see me, and I want you to see things from my perspective. I don't believe that I need to be a man by doing all those things that you believe I should be doing. There's nothing like shame. You either love me or you don't love me. Shame is an illusion, and you suffer from that, and I don't want to suffer from that. And so please, don't continue that tradition of hurt and glorification of shame and all that nonsense. Try to talk to him. That'll be my advice for now. But speak out your truth. Stand your turf. Stand your ground. And when you do this, again, like I said before, don't see him like the dad. See him like an old man, as a human being who's been through whatever he's been through all his life, and that will bring you a different perspective and maybe a different energy. Right? Instead of being scared and feeling intimidated and overwhelmed by dad, you're just seeing someone that is your equal. You can understand, to see him and to talk to him with empathy and compassion, and you may be able actually to get him to feel that, and he may respond differently. The way he is like that with you is also because unconsciously you are still behaving in ways that gets him to behave like that. We all have subconscious dynamic patterns. So we get habits of emotional dynamics with people. So whatever you do, whatever you say is going to get your dad to react in a certain way, and vice versa. So by you changing how you respond, by you changing your own energy when you talk to him, when you see him, by you not reacting to him, by you keeping calm and saying to him the things that you want to tell him that he has never heard you talk about, he's going to be surprised. That may get him to think, he's different. Arifa is different today, And maybe he's going to start to listen. Maybe he's going to see you under a different light. Maybe he's going to think, he's no longer a child. Actually, I was wrong. He's got more common sense than I thought he had. And so change yourself, change the way you see your dad, and communicate and see what happens. Thank you for the little hearts. Patricia Ryan, hello there. God bless you. All right, thank you. And God bless you too. Laksha, I am 22 years old. No, thank you. I mean, sometimes I'm a bit cynical because of all those people who are coming on their lives and going, Jesus loves you, Jesus loves you. And sometimes, oh, there's a part of you like, leave me alone. But I understand. God bless you. It's coming from a good place and I appreciate. Thank you. I believe in God, provided it's not, that way. Anyway, thank you, Patricia. Laksha, I am 22 years old. Okay. Calibono Didi is a living testament of his therapy. Oh, thank you very much, Calibono. Laksha, I feel ashamed of myself. I feel like KMS, but can't. Oh, okay. Like terminating your life. I'm so sorry to hear. I need strength to go on and make my own life work. I'm so sorry to hear about this. Let's talk about this. If you feel like ending your life, I want you to realize that whatever you are going through in this moment feels like you're never going to be able to come out of it. But it's not true. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing in this universe lasts forever. Everything changes. And everything is there for you to experience something different. And so feeling despair is your experience now. Feeling darkness, feeling pain, isolation, loneliness, being misunderstood, being invisible, it's your experience. For now, it's not going to last. I used to be in that place as well, and so many others as well. And when we suffer and we feel that it's always been like that, and no one can ever understand us, and everything is doom and gloom and bad and dark, we believe that it's going to be like that forever, and that's why we give up. That's why some of us give up. But you must realize that I believed that. I believe that nothing can ever change. I believed that that the world is full of terrible people, and there's nothing I can do against them. And I changed. And I get to discover a lot of wonderful people. And so have a lot of people that I know, a lot of friends, a lot of acquaintances, and a lot of my clients as well. And so we all believed that it was all bad and nothing could change. And many of us have changed and have gotten better. So I cannot guarantee you that you will change because I don't know. And it would be dishonest, disingenuous of me to tell you, you're going to be all right. I don't know. No one knows. But what I do know is that you can change. Like so many of us, it's not going to last forever, right? I believe that if you keep coming to my life, you keep speaking to me, I will always do my best every single time to make sure that you are reminded that you can change. And at some point, you may be able then to experience a shift and things will start to get better little by little. And eventually, you may end up like that. I tried to kill myself many times. I did when I was in my early 20s. So I really understand what it is to be in that place. And we can really talk about it. But whatever that you feel, whatever that you are going through is not going to last. Nothing lasts forever. Your worst pain and suffering, they don't last. Your greatest joy and happiness, they don't last either. Because nothing does. So if you can understand that, you can accept that, I can start to let go of those thoughts. I can let go of that helplessness. I can let go of the nihilism, and I can start to maybe invite back a little bit of hope, a little bit of optimism, a little bit of faith and trust in the universe. So yeah. Thank you for the little heart. RFA, Laksha, I deeply agree with you. I do also try to see my father as a man, not a man, and it is helping. So I don't put the pain on my shoulders, just accept it hurts. But what can I do? So are you talking to Laksha or to me, RFA? It's a bit confusing. Laksha, thanks. I think you were talking to Laksha. Laksha, back at RFA. Thanks, but I need a father figure at this age. I want to build a life without him, but don't want to hurt him permanently. You don't need a father figure. So one of you is 19, the other one is 22. If you are past, I don't know, 16, 17, you don't need a father figure anymore. You did when you were younger, and if you see yourself like a child, you will still need it, but you don't need it because now you are a grown-up. so you can become that father figure. You can become the father figure to yourself. You can become the adult, the loving parent that you didn't have, the supportive parent that is loving you unconditionally. You can learn how to do that yourself. You don't need a father figure anymore. You want people who love you and can see you. That is totally true for everyone, but you don't need a father figure anymore. You only need a father figure if you go back into this emotional state where you are back into the perspective of the child. But you can forgive. You can. There's a lot of different ways to do it, because you can learn how to speak to your inner child and tell him that you are now in charge. The child is safe, and you can teach him all the things that he didn't know before. You don't need a father figure. You need to learn how to realize that you have power, and you can learn to start the journey of becoming the person that you needed. This is one of the definitions of healing. We heal when we have become the person that we needed as a child. So instead of thinking, I'm not enough, I'm not complete, I need someone to complete me, become that person. And as you do this, you will find freedom and peace. Chase, fun fact, the word yo as a greeting is about 500 years older than Christ. Meaning that Jesus very well could have greeted his followers with a crisp yo. That's a great fact. Thank you very much. I'll make sure that I remember and recycle that fact. Thank you, Chase. Calibono, if you can get away from parental narcissist, please do. May you find the strength. If you do that, make sure that you are able to do this, because a lot of people end up unprepared and they end up homeless, having to deal with a lot of problems that they could have avoided with a little bit more patience and planning. And it sounds like calculating things, but sometimes we have to survive. And so, yeah, be practical. Make sure that you are not taking any hasty decisions, harsh, drastic decisions. RFA, tried so much to tell him to take the car, I don't need it. I've been paying for insurance for months and not driving, haha, driving me mad. I want to sell the car, but I feel so bad for him. Do it. Tell him and say to him, I never wanted that car, so I didn't realize you don't want it. Sell it, right, if you don't need it. RFA, thank you. I stood up, told him, yet he does not want to understand. It's because it takes time. He doesn't want to understand because all along, up to this point, he's your dad. So he always had authority over you. So that's the dynamic that you have. So he will resist that. It's normal. It's expected. But if you keep saying no, 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 at some point he will understand that you mean business. And that's when he will change. So just keep going. Keep telling him. Keep standing your ground. Keep telling your truth. And setting your boundaries. He doesn't want to understand, continues to ignore my needs and values, and says you must drive as if he is automatic. Just tell him. Set boundaries. Tell him, if you keep doing this, I'm going to do that. And then take action, apply those boundaries, and show him that you mean business. Right? And he will learn by that. By you doing what you said you would do if he continued. Patricia Ryan, hi. You said hi to me. Usually I've never gotten that. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. All right, of course. Hello, Patricia. You are seen. JT Valentine. Hello, JT. I was waiting for you because I remember that on my last live, you had a lot of questions and I didn't have time to answer them. So today I'm going to make sure that I answer them. JT, you can't escape a maze if you don't know you are in one. Yes, that's one of my posts that I put out. And it's to do with the fact that all of us were conditioned to believe that life is like that. Life must be hard. We must work hard like donkeys and hate what we do. And at some point we're going to retire and hope for things to get better. And we don't want to do this. We have been conditioned to go into the rat race to kind of feed the capitalist system. And it's just terribly toxic as far as our happiness and potential is concerned. Hardship is not normal. We must stop glorifying it. RFA, Didi, thank you for putting your valuable time to help. Of course, thank you. Healing through energy. Joshua, Healing through therapy. Are you sure that you're a therapist? I hope not, because if you are going to come onto a stranger's page on the internet, big capital letters, Joshua is the creator, Joshua is here, we love you, dear Joshua. To me, it doesn't sound much like coming from someone who is helping others with their mental health. It sounds like someone who needs some help, right? Someone who is balanced and happy wouldn't go capital letters and hijack conversations and talk about Jesus loves you. This is called love bombing. And it's what religious narcissists do to get people who are vulnerable to join the community. And so I hope that you see this. And if you have any genuine question, if you're not a troll, I'm more than happy to talk to you about anything at all. But please, be aware that I am aware of those things and I will not tolerate those things on my platform. JT Valentine, wisdom is relative, as is everything. It's true. Everything's relative, and so is wisdom. I agree. Patricia Ryan, so grew up without his dad for well over 30 years. My son has carried that the pain of his all his life, and it has caused him a lot of grief, hurt, and anger. He has suffered for years. Okay, so there's ... so there's more to come. Lazy guitarist, hello Didi, hello lazy guitarist Patricia. So Patricia, so what would you like me to address in regards to your son? Tell me about a problem, the main problem, and I'll be more than happy to give you some suggestions to address that problem. Be better. Hi, where are you from? I am genetically, if that's what you're asking. My parents are from China, from Hong Kong. I was born in Paris, in France, and I live and work in London, in the UK. I've been here for 28, 29 years now. So I've spent more time in the UK than anywhere else in the world. So sometimes there's a discrepancy between the visual and the sound, because sometimes my French accent comes out. And so, there you go. Mystery revealed. JT Valentine, hi Patricia. JT Valentine, don't try and assume someone else's perspective in life, because like I said, everything is relative. You can put two different people in the same situation and get two completely different reactions. True, I agree with that. Absolutely, absolutely. This is very much the sort of things that I talk about, so we agree on that. I don't believe that there's one reality. There's only our own interpretation of reality. There's no such thing as one universal, fixed, absolute reality. There's only the reality that we are experiencing in this moment based on our perspective and our belief system and our emotional setup. And so everyone is essentially living a different reality each moment. But because we don't know this, we assume that they are living our reality, that we're sharing the same reality that we're living. And so this is what we call projection. We are projecting, assuming that because I think like that, they're thinking like that. Because I believe that, they should believe that. Because I feel like that, they should feel like that. Because I behave like that, they should behave like that. And if they don't, they're bad. We're going to judge them, react to them, and be unhappy, and clash, and fight, and create problems. But if we could understand that we're all different, and it's okay, then the world would be a much better place. And that's why. That's one of the reasons, one of the secret reasons I'm doing what I'm doing. Arefa, thank you. Thank you, I say this, but yesterday I actually told him I want a break between us, break this chain, but now I want to escape my city because he lives here, and if I see him, I feel unsafe. All right, so your dad is actually dangerous. You feel unsafe. If you feel that you need to go because you're unsafe, your safety comes first. Right? I don't know about the whole story, but if you feel unsafe, you've got to address this indeed. So I didn't know that this is new in the conversation. But yes, absolutely. Safety is very important. Which is so horrible. JT, generalizations are a concept of humanity, so you can't have one rule on life, like you said, very true. Yes, yes. So again, one very strong topic that I also enjoy talking about a lot is that we do generalize everything, everyone, all the time, and we must stop this, because the more we're generalizing things, the more we're dumbing ourselves up, the more we are narrowing our intelligence, our perspective of things. And you see it on the social media all the time. All men are like that. All women are like that. All Gen Z are like that. All millennials are like that. All leftists, liberals are like that. All right wings or whatever, conservatives are like that. And it's not true. People are people, and we are all multidimensional. And whatever that we do is only one aspect of us in this moment and within a context and seen from a specific position as well. So it's not even a thing on itself. It's only a thing based on someone's set of belief and how we're going to experience that thing. And so, we want to stop generalizing. Generalizing is oversimplification. It's putting everything and everyone in the same bag for the sake of being quick and knowing straight away who's the good ones and the bad ones. So typically people with a low level of emotional intelligence will generalize. And we all do this, at least at the start of our life. But as some of us get older, we start to realize it's not like that. And I want to now give someone a chance and see the individual as opposed to put them in the bag just because they look like that. All foreigners, all immigrants are the same, all whatever, all trans people are the same, it's not true. We are all unique and so very vastly different and intricate. And so, yeah, we generalize because we have a fear of losing control. And we react quickly because we must put a label on people very quickly to know who is safe and who is not safe. But if you could realize that we don't need to do that, we can take our time, we can utilize our intelligence, our open-mindedness and open-heartedness, and see more, expand our understanding of our reality by being empathic and stepping other people's shoes so that we can see things from their perspective. Now we are starting to expand. And as we expand, we're also expanding society and the universe. RFA, but I'm aware I shouldn't avoid ... JT Valentine, what is your favorite book on that shelf? Because it is very good. I read it as well. I trust your judgment. On that shelf, I don't know. There's not one favorite book. There's one favorite book depending on my mood, depending on the day, depending on what is going on in my mind, what sort of inner conversation I'm entertaining in this moment. That will determine which book I believe is the most important. But there's not one book that is always the best for everything all the time. Everything is relative. Remember, you said it yourself. Everything is contextual. So I don't believe there's one. Maybe the one book, the best book in the whole world, for me, is the book that I'm writing. It's the book that I'm working on. So I've been published 10 times already with collaborative, in a collaborative frame with other people, which is all the books that you see here. But I have never yet published a book of my own. And I've been thinking about it for years and working on it, and it's really a big, very important project of mine. And so this is the book that is the most important to me in my life. It's the one that I'm designing, thinking, dreaming, imagining, writing, and working on. And at some point when it's out, I will be talking about to everyone. So you won't need to worry about missing it. Thank you, JT Valentine. JT Valentine, there are no such thing as bad people, just people who do things. You may disagree, but that's my perspective. No, I agree. This is precisely what I teach. There are no bad people. There are no good people. There are only people going through the experiences, and they do or they say things that can be considered good or bad within a context. So again, nothing that we do is inherently universally good or bad. But within a context, it is. So in the context of society, some things are good and some things are bad. Right? In the context of some traditional family values or religious ones, some things are considered good or bad. It's all contextual. But who we are as a person, we're neither good or bad because we are infinite potential and we're constantly evolving all throughout our existence. So we're not just one thing that is fixed in time. We're constantly changing, growing, evolving. So yes, this is a big topic of mine. So I'm glad that you're saying this. I totally agree with this, absolutely. And it's one of the things that I would absolutely really raise an awareness of with my book. Arefa, yes, please. Would be amazing to know any books. So if you want to know any books, tell me about the things that you would like to know, and maybe I can think about a book that would be best suited to that frame of mind. JT Valentine, you seem more cautious of me. Is that just my imagination? Who are you talking about? Talking about me? If you're talking about me, I'm not. I'm reading your post just like anyone else's post. JT, not all generalizations have to be bad. Sometimes you have to do things to get to the most simplified answer, even if it's not technically correct. So in life, when somebody asks you, what's your favorite ... It's important to have the capability to generalize, even though you technically shouldn't, in my opinion. So you're right, in your opinion. I disagree with that. I used to agree with that, but now I don't. And maybe in the future I will change my mind again. This is precisely it. We're all different, and I accept that this is what you think and what you believe, and it's all good. But I don't believe that I have to justify, explain. I don't believe that I have to go along anyone else's game if I don't feel like it. So there are some times where I may think, okay, you know what, I'm going to give you a book. But some other time, like now, I'm like, you know what, I don't know. I'd rather express the fact that everything is relative, even when it comes to suggesting a book. So, JT Valentine, having the capability to be clear, not meaning you should always. Okay. I hope that I made my point clear. I'm not going against you at all, but I'm just expressing myself the way that I always do with everyone. And it's important for me to just explain what I do, only for the fact that I'm going through my live streams, trying to share some things about how my mind functions. So I think it's quite appropriate and contextual, if anything. RFA, Didi, what do you think of thinking idealistically, feeling too much, connecting with souls or connecting to nature, but too much? Because the society sees it as a weakness, but to me, this sensitivity is a strength. So forget about society. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. There's a time and a place for everything. If you believe that there's some things that you should behave like because it's important for you at this point in time in regards to society, then do that thing. But unless it's to do with work, then you don't have to care or worry about what others think or say. Do what feels right to you. If you like to spend time in nature, do it. If you like to spend time meditating or praying or doing whatever that you enjoy doing, do it. It's your life. Follow your intuition, follow your emotions, take it one moment at a time and find out more about yourself and what works for you and doesn't work for you. Okay, does it work? RFA, I read that. May Out West, thank you for your insight and thoughtful words, and congratulations on the books you are writing. Thank you very much, May. Omnum, you are right in your opinion. I'm stealing that. Meg, you are being super clear. Thank you, Meg. I found you recently and love what you have to say. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Meg. JT Valentine, do you therefore believe that everything is an opinion? Yes, everything is an opinion. Precisely. Everything is an opinion. Everything is an interpretation. Everything is an experience. And all experiences are unique, but also valid. The problem in the world is that we are judging others' opinions and we're dismissing it. And we should accept that everyone has a different opinion and it's okay. We suffer because we're trying to force our opinions down people's throat and they're doing the same back at us. But if we can accept that we can all cohabitate, coexist, even though we're not sharing the same reality, then that would change everything. If you think about it, all the suffering in the world comes from people trying to force the truth on others. So when it comes to society, some people are going to say, but we need a system to function in society. Yes, it's true. And there is a system, and we can work on a better system. And this is what we do. Society, just like everything else, as far as humanity is concerned, is in a state of evolution that is ongoing. We are designed to evolve, to keep growing and expanding, and our species is very, very young. Our societies are very young. We've been here for a fraction of a moment compared to planet Earth, compared to everything else. And so really, we need to realize this, and that will bring us hope. We may think things are bad, there's a lot of bad people, bad things happening. But you know what? We're still learning, we're still growing, we're still at the infancy. We're still at the infancy of our evolution as far as our species is concerned. And so we can focus on changing that society and making it better for all. or we can focus on helplessness and think, oh, there's nothing I can do. And then we get to allow for more hurt to be prolonged unnecessarily. So, JT, because I do. Okay, so we agree again. Fantastic. Indeed, in my opinion, one of the keys to life is accepting the moment you are in and what you can't change. Okay, it's one of the roads to peace. Okay, good. In opinion, yes, so good. Just assume I have said that after everything from now on. Okay. All good. Manav, gosh, at 24, I lost all my saving and job, but I have an offer now from bank for sales roles. My friends are launching at my position, are laughing, I think you mean, it was maybe misspelled. My friends are laughing at my position, but still I have a small hope I will rebuild again. If they're laughing at your position, if they're not your friend, get rid of them, right? You lost of your saving, you lost your job, and your friends are laughing. Why would they laugh at you? What sort of people are they? Tell them this is not on. If you're my friend, you support me, you care about my feelings, you give me advice, you tell me that I'm going to do well, you help me doing this, but you don't laugh at me. And you will get better, provided you keep going, right? And provided you surround yourself with more supportive people. It's very important. The people that we are surrounded with are so important for our mental health, because our brain is constantly recording everything that is happening, everything we think, everything we hear, everything we say. It's like a CCTV camera in our head. And so if we are surrounded by people who are negative, who are putting yourself down, this is going to basically entertain more negative thoughts about yourself, and it's going to bring you down emotionally as well. If you surround yourself with people who are loving, who are kind, who are supportive, who are patient, who are compassionate, now it's different. Right? Your whole thought system is going to be going in that direction, and so will your emotional state as well. JT Valentine, keys in life, not to. Okay. Lynn, I agree, Didi. My favorite book, film, song, etc. changes with my mood in that moment. Thank you. I used to feel I shouldn't share my likes and dislikes in fear of being judged, but now I embrace my individuality. Yes, well done. Thank you, Lynn. Daily viral food. I watch your short videos all day. Oh, thank you. I really love all the advice, and all you say is very nice. Thank you so much. Check out my long form content. And so from last week, I started to resume my production of long form videos on YouTube. So today I put my second one out, and there's another one from last week. And every Friday afternoon, it's going to be a new long form content. So if you appreciate my shorts, and if you enjoy the vibes of that live stream, which I do twice a week as well, check out my long form. You may like it as well. But thank you for the comments anyway. Pumpkin Puff, hi Didi, how are you doing today? I'm very well indeed, thank you. How about you? JT Valentine, just to be clear, anyway, do you think you will ever make a generalization willingly? I can, but the generalization that I make will be contextual, right? It's not all or nothing. Nothing is ever black or white, solid. And so sometimes I may make some generalizations, but it will be within a context where it's not harmful, where it may actually enhance the situation just for that moment. And if someone asks me, I would be more than happy to clarify that it is indeed a generalization. But it's true that, again, everything is relative and contextual. Now, when I talk about bad generalizations, it's people who are adamant into always putting everyone in the same bags because of the labels that we have decided to put on them. So this is more a matter of mindset. It's not a matter of the things that you do. It's the matter of how you think that gets you to do the same things over and over again. Right? So yeah. Are you on the spectrum, JT Valentine? Would you mind sharing this with us? Just based on how your mind works, I wouldn't be surprised if you were. And again, it's not a diss, it's a compliment. Manav, gosh, thank you for your good words. Thank you, Manav. JT Valentine, do you read every comment because you want to make sure that everyone feels equally valued? Or is that a concept of moral habit? I do it out of a positive emotional drive. It's not because discipline I must do. It's because I want to make sure that everyone feels good and looked after. So option number one. And it is very important indeed. I read because indeed I want people first. That's why I'm doing this for. So I want to make sure that I do things properly, but also I want people to feel seen and heard and to feel supported. Uh, I don't do anything because of moral. I don't believe that we should have some conduct, system of conduct that should be rigid. I do things out of how I feel about things, and I have some sort of emotional, moral value system that is looking after me. But I don't believe that I should be doing things because I have to. So again, values, being a good person, good and bad, all of those things. I don't believe in those things because I understand that those are the systems that are creating so much problems in this world. A lot of people hurt others and are evil and create suffering out of good intentions. Out of good intentions, they really believe that they're the good guys, and so that's why those systems can be very, very dangerous. Doesn't mean that everyone is, but it's a dangerous system because there are people who are narcissistic who will use the systems to manipulate others. And now I'm talking about religion and societal expectations and values. And so I listen to my moral compass that is an emotional compass. It's not written, set in stone. But yes, thank you. That's an interesting comment. Thank you, JT Valentine. I do read every comment because I want people to connect with me, to feel connected with me emotionally. I want to establish that. Pumpkin Puff, I'm doing good today. I think I wrote down some questions for you. Okay. Okay, I've got 10 minutes. I hope that I'm going to be able to address them. Make sure that in the future, if you have some questions, come as early as you can. I start my lives from 6 o'clock, 6 to 8 latest. Okay. Omnum, I forgot to reply as I'm listening, but busy. My friend did not judge me for it really. She just noticed me. And this friend's getting closer, attraction happening before I even realized. I have dated older in the past, but not that big of difference. Okay, do what feels right for you. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Unless you live in a very closed community for whom it matters, in which case it would be maybe better to move away from that community. RFA, thank you, Didi. Books on healing the inner childhood, inner dialogue, and self-esteem, neuroscience, and subconscious related to trauma, mindset, etc. Maybe I covered everything. Lol. So it's a lot of things you're talking about, right? We have healing the inner child, inner dialogue, self-esteem, neuroscience, subconscious related to trauma, mindset, and etc. So there's more as well, right? I don't know. I can suggest you a couple of authors that I adore. So it's not one book because you are giving me a lot of subjects. So I can't give you one book. I can give you authors who cover all of those books. One of them is two of my favorites. One of them is Gabor Mate. Gabor Mate. Everything that he says is so clever and so full of compassion and human intelligence. Love everything. I've read every single one of his books. Gabor Mate. The other one is Robert Sapolsky, another guy who's very clever, very intelligent, so much knowledge. He's a neurobiologist, and his work is super clever, really, really top tier. So, Gabor Mate, Dr. Gabor Mate, and Robert Sapolsky. He's a professor, I think. Check out these two guys, and you have loads of books to cover all of those things and so much more. But I would say maybe start with, it depends. Gabor Mate is more about psychology and emotional intelligence and understanding the mechanics of the mind from a psychological perspective. Robert Sapolsky is more about understanding it from a biological perspective because he's a neurobiologist. So there's more science when it comes to Robert Sapolsky. There's a lot of studies, a lot of research, everything is there. It's very, very solid. And with Gabor Mate, there's also references to a lot of studies, but it's more from the perspective of someone who's been through life and who has a tremendous amount of empathy and emotional intelligence. So two different things. Check them both. If you're more into science, maybe Robert Sapolsky the way that he write things would be more something that you would enjoy. But it's quite heavy, right? JT Valentine, because you just talked about contextual, but many of my comments are contextually not useful to the conversation, such as my corrections. I don't understand. Many of my comments are contextually. I think all comments are always contextual. It's about understanding which context you're coming from. No? Not useful to the conversation, such as my corrections. Are you feeling bad because I have corrected some of the things that you said? If I have done so, I apologize. I don't mean to make you feel bad. But I'm here to speak out my truth, and I believe that this is my flow and how I do this. I'm not attacking anyone personally, but very often when someone says things that excite my imagination, I just splat it out, and I hope that people will get the right thing at the right time. So please don't be hurt, don't take it personally if I said something that has somehow, I don't know, triggered a button. It's not the intention. I don't want anyone to feel bad about that. But at the same time, I believe that I'm okay. If not, I apologize. I'm generally here to open people's mind and just share my own mind with as little damage as possible. Are we good, JT? JNIB, I absolutely love your motivational content. What made you start posting, and when did you find it gave you a sense of supporting others? I've been supporting others before I did that because I'm a therapist. So this is what I do for a living. And basically, I decided to do this because I love the social media, and I believe that in our days and age, we need to exist there, but also because I'm writing books. And I believe that if I want to reach more people, the best way to do this is not only through my practice, but also through my books and through the content on social media. So basically, it's just an evolution of what I was doing as a therapist. I expand my skills and I try to reach more people with what I am already. And so from my journey of content, I become better at it. I become better at doing lives and creating contents, at writing them, at writing books as well. And so, yes, it's just a journey of me having changed from my own past, from my own wounds, from my own problems, and realizing that I now can use some of those knowledge and experience to help others. Not just as a therapist, but also as a human being, as a content creator, as an author. There you go. It's just, I think it's a natural evolution, and I believe that many of us would do well expanding their power in such ways, as opposed to just being in your office looking after your therapy clients one by one. In our days and age, I think it's important to use technology to connect, to take that opportunity to connect with as many people as possible, so the message can be spread more broadly. But thank you, JNIB. JT, in my opinion, in bracket, pumpkin puff, message retracted. JT Valentine, there are many spectrums and I don't want to assume, so couldn't you be more clear? Please, I forget manners over text, lol. All right, the spectrum, I was talking about autism spectrum. Some of us, so it's a spectrum, but for some of us, we need to be precise, we need to be correct, everything has got to be right and true, and that's why I was thinking maybe you could be on the autism spectrum, because it's often a trait that I find with many people who are on that spectrum, whether they're diagnosed or not, is the need to be precise, to be correct. RFA, so that's an emoji of some flowers. I'm not sure what it is. JT Valentine, I don't really know how to phrase that without being rude. Okay, so this is another aspect of autism. Sometimes we come across as abrupt, and it's not meant like. So my husband is on the spectrum, and until we knew about this for many years, I just thought but he was the rudest person in the world, and it hurt my feelings all the time because I didn't know. I took it personally, and also I have my own conditions. With borderline personality disorder, there's a lot of insecurity involved. But then we realized that I had BPD and he had autism, and that made everything so much easier. It's the way he is. He can't communicate in any other way. It doesn't mean that he's like blue. And me, I react more because of my hypersensitivity to how I perceive what people tell me. Pumpkin puff. Oh, I didn't realize it was so late. I'm sorry, that's my bad. It's no worries. No worries. Gosh, it's 8. I'm going to speed up, okay? Because it's 8 o'clock already. I'm going to stay maybe another 5 minutes, but I'm going to speed up and hopefully we can talk about whatever is going to be addressed in the last 5 minutes in my next live stream next week, either Wednesday or Friday. JT Valentine, I am in a different time schedule. What time is it there so I can be aware of when it ends? It's 8 o'clock. It's 1 minute past 8 in the UK right now. And so I should have ended a minute ago. JT Valentine, message retracted. Lynn, you definitely make us feel seen and heard, Didi, and for that I'm thankful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. JT Valentine, please. Okay. My mama said that. What do you think of psychedelic therapy for anxiety? Let's talk about this next time, please. If you enjoy this, subscribe to my channel and know that I come live twice a week, every week on YouTube. At this point in time, in September 2025, for the next few months, it's going to be every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time. So come early so I can address this with more time, please. My mama said that. Meg, Gabor is king. Yes, RFA. Lots of more emojis, but I don't know what it is. But it looks nice. Nerina Brumini, I like sharing your reflection with others because as humans, we tend to look at the other who impacts on us, and it is all about me and how I react to my surroundings. I love it. Okay, thank you very much, Nerina. Nom. I don't live with my parents anymore, and I do what I want anyway. Everything feels nice and fine, and we vibe. If I ignore the age aspect, we are basically soulmate. Okay? Nom, from what I've experienced until now, at least. JT Valentine, you just made a generalization about general mate. So this is the need to control. Yes, I did. And it is within the specific context, and I'm very transparent about it. So I hope that I was clear enough. But I can see your need to be right and correct and precise. So that's what I'm talking about, right? There's no right or wrong. It's just about understanding that we have a different mind. And I'm trying to be as open and transparent and flexible as possible. But I can see that there is some resistance from you. And I would understand it if you were maybe on the spectrum. Would that be the case? I don't know how to write it. I am just curious whether or not you realized. Yes, I do realize. Well, I don't realize everything, but this I did. Nom, I will go by intuition and see where stuff goes, I guess. Yes. RFA, thank you, Didi. Beautiful smile you have. Thank you so much. British Defense League, where are you from, pal? I'm not sure. British Defense League is necessarily the best name for talking about mental health. But I'm not going to judge, again. Otherwise, I'm going to be told off by JT Valentine that I'm generalizing. I was born in France. My parents are Chinese, so genetically I'm Chinese, and I live in London in the UK. Gabs, bye. Where are you from? So, same answer. Ren Irma, how do you heal sex addiction? I just found out my boyfriend has it. We can talk about it on my next live. I used to suffer from it myself. I used to be hypersexual for many years, up to the age of 38. I was obsessed with that. So I can absolutely talk to you about it if you come back on my next live stream, either Wednesday or Friday next week, please. D. Murph, are you married? Yes, I am married to a beautiful man, my beautiful husband. We've been together for 20 years plus now. Rafuri, fun fact, your name spells DDK, which in my language means educate. Pandilican means education. All right, fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm happy with that because someone told me at the gym the other day that in their language, I think in some Indian dialect, Didi means little sister. So I was like, yeah, fair enough. I am many things to many people, but I actually prefer that alternative meaning. So Didik means educate. Fantastic. Thank you. JT Valentine. By the way, I think you were confused earlier with the comment, but that's fine. You thought I meant something else. To be clear, I never attach emotions or take things personally online for future. Okay, fair enough. The boys in green. Sending love from Scotland. Thank you. Gabs by. Do you do PNL, mental reprogramming? What techniques do you recommend? I use RTT and I can talk about it on my next live if you don't mind. I need to come to the end of it now. Gabs Day, are you influenced by any spirituality? I'm influenced by many spiritualities, but I don't follow any specific full-on system. I have a lot of respect for Buddhism and for Taoism, but I'm very open-minded, and I only pick up, I cherry pick some principles in everything, and I make up my own belief system because I believe that this is what we should be doing anyway. Meg, I love your honesty. Thank you. JT Valentine, I'm not on the spectrum, but in your chat, I take the trait of needing to be precise because I realize that you can misinterpret a lot of what I say. So this way we can avoid more miscommunication. I find your tone very condescending. I don't like this. And that's why I believe that you may be on the spectrum. Because that would be the only explanation. Otherwise, it would be more like someone who wants to sort of I don't want to say it, but someone who comes from more like the narcissistic spectrum. So I'm not saying that you are. I assume that you'll be more on the autism one, which would be a kinder explanation as to why we have that little situation between the two of us. Because, yeah, but I'm not going to. Now we can explore this more in the next live, but I've got to go now. Matt, hi, have you been? I don't understand. JT Valentine, just an idea. In the future, can you give us a 15 minutes warning until when you add working per hour? I may not. It's a good idea, but I have ADHD. So just like last time, I'm caught and I'm realizing now that I'm late. So this is one of the things. When I get very excited about things, I lose track of times. And this happens. What I can do is to set an alarm, but also you can remember that just like me, we can both make the effort, right? I'm going to make the effort to try and remember, and you can also try to remember this as well, right? Because otherwise, yeah, we are in it together. I hope it makes sense. Otherwise, again, you're giving me the impression that you want me to do something for you. You're expecting something from you, like I owe you something. And because I have ADHD, one of the conditions that comes with it is oppositional defiant disorder. And that makes me react to that. So I understand my mind. And so I need you to realize this. So something we can both work on together, I hope. Niame is not my name. What's the topic? I'm going to go now. Watch my videos if you have interest, and if you find it interesting, come back to me on my next live stream, please. Referee, I love how you respond to every comment, but getting to other comments is a bit too long. That's how it is. JT Valentine, by the way, earlier I wasn't telling you off for generalizing because I understood that you said do it in a certain context, but I was just curious whether or not you realized because many people do things they don't realize, and therefore they make false assumption about how often they do something. Okay, fair enough. Omnan, thank you for the lovely laugh. I hope you have a nice evening. Until next time, JT Valentine. So just curious, not telling you off. It's harder for me to communicate over text, I guess. All right, I get it. Thank you. Thank you. JT Valentine, much harder. All right, Adam, nice to see you, my friend. Eric. Hello, Adam. Hello, Eric. Alienware. Hello again. I'm really liking your pitches. All right. Pitches. Preaching sessions. I'm not preaching anything. I'm just sharing how I feel. It's not preaching at all. Meg, but thank you for appreciating. Meg, can't wait for the next live. Gabs, nice to see you. You are great. Referee, ADHD really kills things. I think I have that a bit, but caffeine makes it better, just in my own opinion. Gabs by Little Heart. Okay, guys. I came to the end. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for interacting. Thank you for watching the background. If you enjoy this, know that I'm both on TikTok and YouTube. I do 3 short videos on both platforms. The first one comes on TikTok, and later on, a month after, they land on YouTube. But on YouTube, I have some long form content once a week, and they come on YouTube first, right? So that's the difference. And I do live on both platforms. There's a difference, however, again, is that on TikTok, the live that I do depending on my availability and my level of energy. So I may do 1 or 2 or none depending on my schedule. Whereas on YouTube, it is scheduled. I want to push that channel, and so I will be there for sure every Wednesdays and every Friday from 6 p.m. UK time until 8 p.m. for the foreseeable future. And also on YouTube, all my videos stay. So you can always replay them if you have asked me anything to retrieve any information. And if you have any comment, any question, do ask me. Put them in any of videos or next time you are talking talking with me. And I'll be also happy to take some ideas so that I can use to create long form videos with. Right? So if there's anything you'd like me to discuss, to talk about, give me some suggestions. I can explore those things. Okay. Alienware, your therapy sessions. I don't understand. Just 3 words. Don't do anything. Hi, how are you? I'm very well. Referee, how do you talk and read so fast? I'm impressed. I have mouth, brain, whatever you repeat, you become better at. So maybe there's that. JT Valentine, bye. Thank you so much, JT Valentine, for not taking personally anything that we said. Okay? And hopefully I'll see you next time for more interesting topics. Anthony, yes, Stokes. Hello, brother. Long time I've been unwell. Let's talk about this next time, if you don't mind. JT Valentine, I communicate with many people online, and you are the only person that misunderstands what I mean, and I have no idea why I must be speaking differently here because you are a professional, so it's not you. Again, I don't like the energy of that because you are saying basically you communicate with a lot of people, but I'm the only one who doesn't get it. So now I'm starting to doubt your intention. JT Valentine. So I'm going to remember this and let's see how we're going to move on or not in the future with our interactions, okay? But be aware that I'm very cautious of how I feel. I listen to my intuition, and at this point in time, it's telling me that you retracted the message, but it's telling me that there's something off about it that I don't like. Yes, this is something that narcissistic people do. I do it with everyone, they're all fine, but not you. And so this is very fishy. Please don't do this. And if you're going to keep doing this, no, but I can see this and I will take action on that. Okay? If you want to be friends with me, we have to find a different way to communicate. Otherwise, it's not going to happen any more longer. Don't do a thing. Your video helps me so much. I appreciate you. Take care. Thank you. Eleanor, don't worry about the hate. It's okay. It's okay. Up to now, it was okay. So I was alright with that. But, people are people, and sometimes... Lynn, Didi, I've got the same vibe about JT Valentine quite often recently, unfortunately, yes. And JT Valentine, I said it's not you, with capital letters. And so this is telling me this is what narcissistic people do. They confuse people. They say something nice and something not nice, and it's called a shit sandwich to get people to be over the place. And so thank you, Lynn, for confirming this. So JT Valentine, I need you to change your tone. Otherwise, we're not going to be friends. That's it. It's very simple, okay? I'm going to give you a chance, and I hope that it was just a bad day, whatever happened, but I will not tolerate that sort of energy in my life, guys. That's it. Guys, I'm going to say goodbye. Love you all. Om Nam, yes. Look after yourself. Remember to be kind to yourself. Remember, as I've done, to see things, to pay attention to your intuition and to set your boundaries. Very important. That will be the most important thing to take out of that session today. Take care, much love. Thank you so much, guys. Love you all. See you hopefully next time. And thank you for your support. Okay.